never stop.
Discover a place where ideas move at a different pace.
Herts beats faster.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for this Meet the Support Teams webinar for our September 2024 intake. There is quite a lot of information that we will be taking you through today, introducing you to a lot of different teams. But first, I just wanted to give you an idea of how you can interact with our teams today. Now, the session is recorded, so if anybody's internet does drop out midway through, please don't worry, we'll be able to share a copy of the recording with you at a later date as well. Now, you'll see on your screen, you've got different buttons. So you've got a chat button. Please feel free to use this button to talk to each other. And then you've also got a Q&A button. So if you do have any questions for our panelists, please put them in the Q&A section, just because the chat tends to move quite quickly and we don't want to miss any of your questions as well. Now, my name's Kat. I work in the international office and I'll be hosting the session today for you. But we also have a lot of other teams who I'm just going to give you a quick run through now, and then they'll be hosting a little introduction to their team as well and how they can support you once you're a registered Hertfordshire student. So on the session today, we've got members from Chaplaincy, Residents Life, Community and Safeguarding, Wellbeing, Students Union, HertSquad, Student Funding and Financial Support, Careers and Employment, Student Cases and Exams, Student Enquires. And then once we've had an introduction to all the teams and you've had a bit of an overview of them, then we're going to go to a live Q&A where we'll be answering your questions as well. Now, just before we do start the session, we're just going to do a quick poll to get you involved. So we want to know, what support are you aware Herts offers to students? So I'm going to launch this now. You'll see the poll come up on screen. It's multiple choice, so please fill in as many as you're aware of. Now, you might not be aware of many of these because this session might be your first introduction to some of the teams, but do feel free to put down any that you are aware of. So you should see that poll on screen now. So you've got your different options there of those teams that I just mentioned. If there is any other teams that you're aware of that aren't an option to put in the poll, do feel free to pop those into the chat as well. You might give inspiration to some of the other students who are viewing this session as well. Excellent. So lots of you joining in, which is really lovely to see. Thank you. I'm just going to leave the poll open for another moment or two, just so we can then have a look at these results together. All right, that's brilliant. I'm going to close the polling now. So if you are just hovering over waiting to submit that, please do so, and then we'll have a look at these together. All right, so really good mix. We had 78% of you who are in the session have joined in, which is great to see. Lots of you are aware of things like accommodation, the clubs and events, employment, well-being. A few aware of the exam support, budgeting and finance, and the medical and staying healthy as well. Some for chaplaincy, and then a few for other as well. So this is a really good mix, but if you weren't familiar with some of these, please don't worry, because this is the perfect time for you to get an introduction to the various teams. I'll just check if I can see anything in the chat as well before we do go to the first team as well. All right, that's brilliant. Thank you very much, everyone. We will be answering your questions as well. So if you do have any questions, as I say, pop them into the Q&A section. Keep an eye on the answered tab of the Q&A as well, because as we're presenting, we'll actually have colleagues typing answers as we go. So you might find that somebody else has had the same question as you and has actually had the answer typed back to them. But thank you very much. What we'll do now is I'm going to pass to my colleague Fiona, who will give us an introduction to chaplaincy at Herts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Really looking forward to meeting some of you in person when you get here. And I'm just finding it great to watch the chat at the moment and people asking if there's people from the same areas of the world. That's a super thing. Once you get here, there's lots of opportunities, not just from the chaplaincy service, but from the other groups as well, where you can do social events and you can get to know some people, maybe people from your own area, but also people from right around the world. It's a super thing. So welcome. Can I have the next slide, Kat, please? What is the chaplaincy? Well, that's a good question. My name is Reverend Fiona. I'm a priest in the Church of England, but I'm actually here as part of the chaplaincy service to look after everybody. It's a big job, but we do our best. So I'm here as university chaplain, and then you can also see on screen my colleague Grace, who's the assistant chaplain. The reason we've got two people at the moment is because we have one building on the College Lane campus called the Key, and then over on de Havilland campus we've got a multi-faith space, and Grace leads that. What do we do? Well, we're here for you in spiritual ways, in social ways, and in pastoral ways. Basically, you can come to us with anything, any difficulty that you've got on your heart, and we will signpost you to the right place, or we will just sit and listen. Sometimes we can signpost you to other services at the uni. It might be that you need to go to wellbeing, or you might need to go to accommodation, or you might just need to have somebody to talk to who is neutral, who's not connected to your studies or tutors, and you can just have a chance to talk over the issues. We are here for all faiths and none, so it doesn't matter what faith you have or if you have no faith. We're still here to help you in any way we can. We've got nice, reflective, quiet spaces. So campus can be busy, halls can be busy. You can come to chaplaincy spaces and they should be quiet, and you can just chill out and reflect. And you can also use our prayer facilities. We have a team of volunteer chaplains from different faiths. I'm getting the chaplaincy information up to date, so there'll soon be posters and things that you can see. But we have a Buddhist chaplain, a Jewish chaplain, we have other Anglican chaplains. You'll be able to see all that information on Ask Herts and on our socials. You might be coming and wanting to explore. You've maybe not had the chance to think about what your spirituality is, and that we can help you with that as well. We can assist you. We do have different community services and prayer sessions. So again, I'll tell you where to find all that information. And we have a weekly program of social activities, and you can look on Ask Herts under chaplaincy. You do have to spell that correctly. It's CHAPLAINCY. There's lots of information on Ask Herts. Can I have the next slide, please? So here are just a few pictures showing you the different groups we have, the different range of activities we have. Like I said, it's all on Ask Herts. Can I have the last slide, please, Kat? So if you want to get in touch, please do. You can email chaplain@herts.ac.uk, look on Ask Herts under chaplaincy, and please do follow us on the socials at @UHChaplain, where we'll put up lots of information as we go along. And I hope your preparations are going well, and see you soon. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Fiona. I can see people are going crazy with the emojis as well on the side. So yeah, thank you very much for interacting with us, everyone. But yeah, thank you, Fiona. If people do have questions, please feel free to screenshot this slide as well.
I do apologise for not staying for the rest of the session. I'm unable to do that. But if you put, as Kat says, your questions into the Q&A, they will get to me eventually. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Fiona. So what we'll do now, everyone, we'll go to the next team, which is our Student Enquiries team with Isabel.
Hello, good morning. I'm Isabel and I'm a student advisor with the Student Enquiries team. Can I have the next slide, please? We are perhaps better known as Ask Herts. We are the first point of contact for students, staff and public. We operate a counter service where you can speak to us in person at 3 locations across the 2 campuses. We have 2 on the College Lane campus. Our main hub is called Hutton Hub, and we also have one in the Innovation Centre, which is smaller and is mainly for health course queries, but it's currently closed for the summer. We also have one in the main building of the de Havilland campus for business, law and education courses. We also receive many phone and email and web inquiries every day. You can see our phone number on the slide there. Additionally, we have a form on our Ask Herts website on the contact page where you can submit questions to us and get a response through email. We answer questions for many teams who don't have direct contact, and we know a little about a lot of things. So we always try our best to answer your questions at the point of contact where we can, but if ever there is anything that is beyond our reach, we may need to pass it on to another team to investigate and resolve. And a lot of the information we have is available to you as well. On our Ask Herts website, we have many pages there with information provided directly by other teams at the university, such as the student immigration team, accommodation, finance, many other teams. Fiona already mentioned the chaplaincy has several pages on there. We also always recommend before visiting or calling Ask Herts, have a look at the Ask Herts website and see if you can find the answer there. Because at peak times, we may have very long queues on the phones or at the counter, so it may be faster to have a quick search, look at the list of categories on there to narrow down the information, and you can find so much stuff on there pretty much immediately, because you don't want to be waiting for a long time just to be told information you could have found yourself in 5 minutes. Similarly, you can find information on the main university website, herts.ac.uk, especially about accommodation. There's a lot of stuff on there. If you need to know about that. There's also a Herts mobile app, which links to your StudyNet as well as to Ask Herts. It also has information on bus times, live updates on the university, and very helpfully it has a map which you can use to navigate on campus. So if you're looking for a particular classroom, you can put in the room number and it will give you the directions of how to get there from your current location, just like a sat nav right on your phone. So that's very helpful. I would also recommend, if you're intending to visit us, especially if you're travelling in from off campus, check our opening times on the website first before you visit, as they may change. There may be times when we have staff training or meetings in the mornings and the hubs may be closed temporarily. So have a look first to make sure you don't have a wasted journey. Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. And we can give general information and advice on things like accommodation, tuition fees, module information, course inquiries, financial support, registration, graduation. Our advisors have access to some of the systems used by these teams, such as accommodation and finance. So we can answer questions like what your outstanding fees are, or we can see payments coming in, and we can answer basic questions like room changes and things like that for accommodation. But for more in-depth questions, we would speak with the teams concerned or put you in contact with them to get your query answered. We do have some things we specialise in at Ask Herts, such as parking. We don't do everything, but we handle residential parking permits. Keep in mind that parking is very limited on campus for students, especially residential parking. So we would recommend reading the information on Ask Herts or the university website to see if you're eligible before bringing a car to campus. Council tax exemption is another thing we deal with specifically at Ask Herts. We approve student Oyster card applications and we stamp and sign rail card forms at our Ask Herts hubs, provided you have a physical passport-sized photograph with you that we can also stamp and sign along with the form. We also issue ID cards at the hubs, although all new international students will receive ID cards at your face-to-face registration appointment, so you don't need to come to us for that. We do issue replacement ID cards at a cost of £10 if you happen to lose yours during the year, so keep it safe once you have it. We do also issue dependent BRPs, but again, if you're a new international student, you've chosen to have your BRP collected at the university, you'll get that during your face-to-face registration. But dependent BRPs, family members, are issued by us at the Ask Herts hubs. And the dependent doesn't need to be there for that. The student just needs to bring the dependent's passport so we can issue the dependent BRP to the student. So feel free to give us a call, send us an email, visit us if you have a question or an issue. As I said, it's always a good idea to check the Ask Herts website to see if you can find the answer there first. If not, contact us. From next week, I believe our counter service will be opening from 9 until 4:45 Monday to Thursday, and from 9 until 3:45 on Friday. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for listening.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Isabel. And yeah, definitely use these resources, everyone. That Ask Herts online search engine, save it to your favorites. I use it every day still now as well. So yeah, it really is a wealth of information that's going to help you. But thank you so much. So next section now, we're going to go to Residence Life with Charlie.
Hi everyone, my name is Charlie Wright and I'm the Deputy Resident Life and Safeguarding Manager for the Residence Life team. Can I have the next slide, please? So the Res Life team provide a 24-hour support service for students living on campus and are here to essentially make sure that you have the best possible experience while living in accommodation. We have a team of dedicated Res Life officers who work during the day supporting students with any concerns or queries that you may have whilst living on campus. We can be found in the Hutton Hub on College Lane or next to the RSO on De Havilland campus. Outside of university opening hours, we have a team of resident assistants, also known as RAs, who are specially trained student staff who you can contact at any time throughout the evening. They can be contacted by calling security or visiting one of the help desks. The type of instance or things that we can support you with is if you're feeling lonely, unwell, or perhaps you're not getting on with your flatmates, or there are issues relating to cleanliness and people not doing their fair share, or if you're struggling with your mental health or just need someone to speak with. We also run a Res Life program of daily events on campus, which are designed to give students the opportunity to take part in some fun activities and meet other students. You can find out more information about these events by following our Instagram page, which is listed on the slide. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you as well, Charlie. So yeah, if you do want to take down a note of the Instagram page, please feel free to screenshot everyone, or you can watch back in the recording to take down all the contact details as well. But brilliant. Thank you, Charlie. I'm sure we'll come back to you in the Q&A. But now, next section, everyone. So now you can meet the community and safeguarding team with Sarge.
Hello everyone, I'm Sarge. I work for the community and safeguarding team, and my role is international support and events officer. If we can go to the next slide, please. So if you are living off campus, we're the team that would support you. So we're a small team, but we can support students who live off campus and resolve any difficulty that may arise. But it can be a variety of things. So it could be issues with your neighbors, it could be issues within your household, within other tenants. It can be financial difficulties. It can be mental health issues. It can be anything. If you live off campus, you can come to us. And when you come to us, what we would do then is we would guide you, give you advice, give you support, and then we may even point you in the correct direction if it's necessary. So if you need to speak to the wellbeing team, we can point you to them. If you need to speak to Fiona from the chaplaincy, if it's a spiritual issue, we can do that as well. If it's someone that you need to speak to, the SU, the student union, anybody, we can just point you in the right direction, give you the advice and support that you need. Okay. So we do act as the first point of contact for all residents who live in the local community who wish to discuss issues or concerns relating to student behaviour. So we provide the support, but we also look at non-academic misconducts as well. So we could also investigate any issues as well with regards to student behaviour. And then it says there at the bottom bullet point, PAL accredited landlords and letting agents. So what that is PAL is a service that we use, and any accommodation that is accredited by PAL, we recommend these are the properties that you need to use if you want to live off campus in private rented accommodation, because what PAL does is they make sure that they follow a certain code of conduct and everything's up to a certain standard. So that's what we recommend. Of course, you are free to look at different accommodation anywhere, but of course, if it's not falling under PAL accreditation, there's certain risk involved with that, and then obviously we won't be able to address those issues as easily as we can with PAL. So if there's any issues with PAL accredited accommodation, we can go to PAL and then PAL can investigate it as well. Any issues with landlords, tenants, and the accommodation itself. That's what we can do. We do have, for any support and queries, you can email us at community@herts.ac.uk. And even if we are not the right team, we could point you in the right direction. So that's community support and safeguarding team as a whole. So we support all students living on and off campus. Me specifically support international students. So even though I work within this team, if you're an international student who lives on campus, you can still email community@hearts.ac.uk, but then I would be addressing you. And all the times, if I'm available, of course, I'll be addressing you and I can help you and guide you. And to be fair, even if you didn't live off campus and you came to me first, I can then point you to the right team and say, look, you need to speak to Res Life. We all here at the University of Hertfordshire all work with one another. So it's not too much of an issue. Of course, we want you to go to the right team first so you don't be pushed from pillar to post. If you can go to the next slide, please. So another part of my role specifically is orientation events. So orientation events, and here's some photos for you guys to look at. So orientation events is events that we do at the start of each term, semester A and semester B. We have things like the welcome desk, which will be situated in the main reception area of both campuses. I also manage student guides. So student guides would be there. They are existing students or alumni of University of Hertfordshire. And what they would do is help you, guide you. We have free SIM collections you can pick up from there. We have campus tours. We have welcome talks. And then I also focus on events throughout the year. And what I try to do is I try to do coach trips and tours to other towns and cities, to London, to Oxford, Cambridge, Winter Wonderland. So hopefully give international students, an opportunity to explore England, really. And even if you don't have any friends, you can come to the event and make friends, come to these trips, make friends, meet other people. And that's some of the events that we do. Something else that we also do, I would like to mention, is we do weekly allotment sessions, gardening sessions in College Lane campus. Again, if you like to get outdoors, and if you don't, you can learn a new skill, how to plant, how to grow your own vegetables. And it's a good place to meet people. So this happens every Wednesday as well. And then finally, some of you guys may already be on this service or not, but we do airport collections at the start of each semester. I work with the international team closely to organize this. So that's something that we do as well, picking up students. If you can go to the next slide, please. So this is our social media tags, UH community events for Instagram, which is our most popular and where you can find we are most active. With X, UH Student Life, I am on there as well, but I'm not as active. So hopefully I'm trying to pick that up. But Instagram is where it's at. You'll find all our posts, all the latest information. When we've got vacancies, events, sessions, information, campaigns, it's all on there. So please do follow us on UH Community Events. And if you do have any other questions for me or my team, just email community@hearts.ac.uk. That's from me. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Saj. And again, I'm sure we'll come back to you for Q&A, but thank you. Next session now, everyone. We're going to go to student wellbeing with Karen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to learning all about what we have to offer here for you at Hertfordshire University. I'm part of the student wellbeing team, and we're located in Hutton Hub. Next slide, please. Student wellbeing has a range of services to help you, and they include professionals and specialist services supporting with you your well-being, your emotional well-being, your mental health, any disabilities and any health-related issues. The different departments include counselling, disability, mental health support, and we also link in with the University Medical Centre, which I'd recommend you register with so that you have medical support on campus. All of our services are delivered by trained and experienced staff, taking a holistic support process together to make sure that we support you and give you the best support possible. Student wellbeing can be found on the College Lane campus, and it's in Hutton Hub. Next slide, please. We have accredited counsellors and therapists, and they can give you both short-term counselling or longer and access and signpost to other services should you need them. We also have a 24/7 service, which you can find out more information about from Ask Hearts. The most important thing to remember, if you need any support at all with your wellbeing, to come along and talk to us and allow us to get you the support that you need, and in a quickly effective way, so that we can best support your wellbeing whilst you're here at in Hertfordshire University. Next page, please. The disability and mental health teams, they have support advisors who can make recommendations and support you if you need any help with your studies. They can help you with support to study processes and make sure that you get the support you need to support you with your studying. We have a study needs agreement system, and this would be worked through with you with one of the advisors to make sure that you're getting the support and adjustments put in place to help you best study in the way that works for you as an individual. If you need any help with these support study needs, again, please get in touch with Student Wellbeing and we can signpost you to the disability services. Ask Herts has been mentioned a lot by my colleagues, and Ask Herts has pages on the disability services that we can offer. You'll see the link here in the bottom of the slide. Next page, please. The main contact email address can be found on this slide. Any questions at all, email them in and you'll be sure to get a quick response and signposted onto the right support services to support you with your needs. There's also a telephone and a link to the Ask Herts page. Thank you, and looking forward to working with you when you arrive here in a few weeks' time. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Karen. And yeah, absolutely, everyone, please do save these details down to your phone, because then if you in future, once you are enrolled, you're halfway through your course, if you need the team, reach out to them, please. But yeah, thank you, Karen. We'll come back to you during Q&A. And now we're going to go to Students' Union. So we've got Stephanie.
Hello, good morning, everybody. My name is Steph, and I'm the Assistant Advice Manager at Hertfordshire Student Union. I'm going to be discussing and talking about some of the offerings we have from the SU today. Next slide, please, Kat. So here's just a kind of a brief whistle tour of what we can offer from the advice and support team. We can support in any type of matters, including academic appeals process, academic misconduct investigations, complaints process, housing issues or disputes. We offer personal support, not counselling, problem solving, and any help with exceptional circumstances requests, extensions, fit to sit, exemptions, etc. Advice can be provided in person, online, or on phone. You can email us on advice@hertssu.com. Our little handle is on the bottom of the screen. We tend to reply to student queries within 2 days, but often we reply a lot sooner. Next slide, please, Kat. HertSSU as a whole, we offer free period products from our welcome desk, free condoms, free sexual health testing kits, pregnancy tests. We offer hate crime reporting service, and we also can do a food bank referral. Again, all of these are available from both our offices, both on the main college in campus, but also the DHAP. Next slide, please, Kat. What else can HertSSU offer? So all students are automatically become members of the student union. As I said, we have a welcome desk on both campus, so please do feel free to pop in and see us if you have any questions. Here's just a bit of a brief outline as to what we all kind of are here for. You can make new friends by joining one of our student-led societies, join a new society with friends and lead the committee. Join our student staff team. We do have part-time vacancies available on our website throughout the year. We create a positive change to our student rep system. Attend one of our events that is really something for everybody. We have a community events team that host numerous events throughout the year, and involved with extracurricular activities to be found to align with your degree outcomes. So please get involved with our SU. There's a little bit of everything for everybody. There's lots of details on our website, which I'm going to refer to on the next slide, please, Kat. Here's just a kind of a brief outline as to all our details. So you can contact our SU President Rohit via president@hertssu.com. All our general queries can be directed towards contact@hertssu.com. That's where our welcome desk assistants will be happy to help with any queries you have. There's details on our social medias on the screen too. That's where a lot of the events will be advertised, and lots of information on anything that's going on. Some key dates to keep for your diaries on the bottom screen on the left is the DHAV Welcome Fair, which is happening on Friday the 20th of September, and our main Freshers Fair, which happens on Friday the 27th of September. As I said, we are based mainly in the College Lane campus. We are in the Hutton building next to the Hutton Hub. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 till 4. Again, DHEV office is similar, although that is only term time. And the Advice and Support Centre where I'm from, we are available Monday to Friday, 10 till 4, all year round too. Take a photo off the screen in case you ever need us. But like I said, you'll see an awful lot of us around campus. The SU is very much branded in pink, black and white. So it'll be hard not to see us when you come to campus. But yeah, I think that is all for me. I don't think I have another slide, Kat, do I?
I think that's
okay.
That's everything. Yeah, thank you so much, Steph.
No problem.
And yeah, definitely get down to those start of term events, everyone. Meet the teams. Thank you.
Good luck, everybody.
So the next session, everyone, will be with HertSquad with Kirsty and Henry.
Hello, so I'm Kirsty and this is Henry, and we are part of the HertSquad team, which deals with all of the student sport here at University of Herts. We've got a little video which tells you a little bit more about the HertSquad programme. So hopefully that you'll find that useful. I'll also drop the link to the video, which is on YouTube, in the chat. So if you have any issues with the video playing on your presentation, hopefully you'll be able to catch up with it a little bit later. Are you all right to move it on to the video slide?
Welcome to the University of Hertfordshire sports provider, HertSquad. We are based in the Hertfordshire Sports Village, and our aim is to consistently deliver inclusive, high-quality sports services to a diverse range of students, staff and community users.
HertSquad delivers 4 different programmes: Active, Club Sport Compete, Club Sport Represent and Club Sport Performance. We want you to find where you belong, whether it's representing the university in a sports team, making new friends on the playing field, turning professional, or just trying an activity for the first time. Our goal is to offer everybody the opportunity to join in and to get active.
Active is our free fun sports programme where we encourage students to come along and try new and different activities. Also, a great way to make new friends, whether sporty or not. We believe there's something for everyone, from traditional sports you'll be familiar with, through to more unusual activities to try out across both campuses 7 days a week. So, whether you're looking for a lunchtime yoga break or an evening roller skate, Active is here for you.
If you have a passion for sport and want to compete or represent the university in a wide variety of sports, then our Club Sport programme is for you. Within Club Sport Compete, Club Sport Represent and Club Sport Performance, we aim to offer a range of opportunities to get involved in sport on campus or afar, develop personal skills, celebrate sporting achievements against other institutions, and a chance to develop friendships for life.
In Club Sport Compete, you can play weekly competitive sport on campus against other University of Hertfordshire students. The programme allows you to tailor your attendance around your timetable, while still giving you the opportunity to get competitive without having to commit to a team. Our memberships give you the opportunity to compete in a variety of sports, including basketball, badminton, cricket, football, netball and volleyball. If you want flexible, competitive sport on your doorstep, then Compete is your fit.
In terms of Club Sport Represent, this programme provides you with the opportunity to represent the University of Hertfordshire, home and away against other universities in the weekly British University and College Sport Leagues, or one-off Bucks competition. Our clubs train weekly with highly qualified coaches in regular and structured training sessions at brilliant facilities. We have 25 clubs for you to choose from, so there's opportunity for everyone.
Welcome to Club Sport Performance. 5 sports, 1 aim: becoming national champions. Our performance sports include American football, netball, men's futsal, women's football and futsal, and men's basketball. This program supports elite level student athletes with access to first-class coaching and academic flexibility. Athletes on our program have access to world-class strength and conditioning services and physiotherapy support. And for our exceptionally talented athletes, scholarships are available. We'll provide you with the best environment to push your limits and perform at the best of your abilities, both in your chosen sport and academically.
Yeah, so hopefully that video gives you a good overview of what we offer at HertSquad. The only thing that isn't mentioned in the video is the 2 gyms that we have. So we've got one gym on our DHAV campus in the Hertfordshire Sports Village, and then another one on the College Lane campus, which is a 24-hour gym that's got sole use for students. All of the memberships are online, and there's lots of discounted rates for student memberships as well. If you want to find out more about sport and everything that we offer, head down to Sports Fair, which is going to be held on Wednesday, the 25th of September in the Hertfordshire Sports Village across all the sports halls. And then you can have a chat to us, everyone at HertSquad, and equally all of the students that are currently taking part from last year and then we carry on this year. So you can ask them any questions you have about what it's like to play sport at the University of Hertfordshire.
Perfect. So that's all from us for now. So if you've got any questions, we'll happily answer those a little bit later.
Excellent. Thank you so much both. And what a great way to meet people outside of your course as well, to expand your network. But yeah, brilliant. We'll come back to you for the Q&A session. Thank you. So the next section, everyone, is about finance and budgeting, and we're going to go to Gabriella.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella. I'm one of the student funding and financial support officers at the university. I'm going to tell you a little bit about financial support available and give you some finance and budgeting tips. Can I have the next slide, please? So university and our team, we work with Black Bullion, which is a free online and financial education platform, which can help students with budgeting, money management, and career skills. It's available to all of our students, and you can find short interactive online sessions on it, as well as quizzes and many other budgeting tips. We also have financial support funds in place, and if you are ever in a situation when you need to make an application for a financial support fund, you would have to use Black Bullion. You can find Black Bullion on Ask Herts and the UH website, or just visit Black Bullion official website. Can I have the next slide, please? So some of the budgeting tips for our students that are coming to study with us. So rent should be your top priority in terms of your living expenses. Make sure you shop carefully and use price comparison websites. Supplement your income with part-time work where possible. Lots of our students, they do struggle financially and they do need to work part-time in order to support themselves. Make sure you create the monthly budget in advance. If you ever need support with that, you can reach out to us. Make sure you also prepare your meals rather than getting takeaways. Small daily costs, as coffee and lunch, can add up to over £500 per academic year. Make sure you prepare your own food and bring your own coffee or hot drink in a travel mug. Stay clear of all payday loans and their extortionate interest rates. Use our free budget calculator, which is available on Black Bullion. And please avoid gambling, and please avoid carrying large amounts of cash. I've had a few cases in the past with international students when they did have quite a huge financial difficulty because they were carrying large amounts of cash in their pocket just because they were going to meet their friends. Please also avoid gambling, because gambling on your bank statement will affect your eligibility for any financial support funds that you might apply for. Can I have the next slide, please? So one of our financial support funds for overseas students is Overseas Emergency Financial Aid. This is managed by me, so if you ever need support, you are most likely going to speak to me about this. So OEFA offers financial assistance for overseas students with overseas fee status or assessed as EU by Student Loans Company in the form of a non-repayable financial award. OEFA is designed to help whenever you encounter any unexpected temporary financial hardships, which cannot be met from other sources. And this excludes any tuition fees. So this fund is not aimed at supporting students with tuition fees. You can find all about the fund on Ask Herts. If you just type in financial support, you will find all our financial support funds. And turnaround period for all applications is 4 weeks, but it can take a bit longer than that, sorry, because we do receive a high number of applications. Can I have the next slide, please? Another fund that you as an international student can apply for is a short-term assistance grant. It is to cover your essentials, living expenses, and it's available to all registered students who are struggling with the rising cost of living. For evidence, we usually require 1 month bank statements from all the bank accounts you hold and a personal statement written by you. You can find full criteria and guidance, which will be published most likely in October on our Herts pages. And also the turnaround period is 4 weeks, but can take a bit longer. Can I have the next slide, please? So how to get in touch with us? You can contact us by emailing Student Funding and Financial Support Team at financial-support@herts.ac.uk, or you can email funding@herts.ac.uk. Ask Herts page, there is a link, you can save it. It's quite easy to access and you can find all the information on there. You can also contact us any day, Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if you, as an international student, if you have any tuition fees queries, you will have to be in touch with student account management, and you can contact them by emailing them on finance-tuition@herts.ac.uk. Please feel free to let me know if you have any questions in the chat box. I'll be more than happy to answer. And good luck.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Gabriella. Some excellent tips there, people. So please do remember what Gabriella said. Take notes about this as well. It's going to be so important for you to keep track of your finances. But yeah, I'm sure we'll come back to you in the Q&A. So thank you so much. Next section then, everybody, we are going through them. As I said, I can see your questions are coming in as well, which is brilliant. We are typing answers as we go. Keep an eye on those answered questions tab, because you might find somebody has already typed an answer to something you were going to ask. Few more sections and then we'll be going to answering your questions live as well. But the next section is all about careers and employment with Russell.
Hello everyone, I'm Russell and I work in the Careers and Employment team at the university, and welcome to everyone today joining us on the call from wherever you're joining from all over the world. What I'm going to do is just run through a little bit about what the Careers and Employment Service is and what it can offer you, both as a student and a graduate from Hertfordshire. And then I'm going to talk about a couple of upcoming key events that would be great if you could attend, and a couple of really important websites and online platforms that you can access both as students and graduates of the university. Okay, next slide. Thank you. So the Careers and Employment team of the university is an all-encompassing career support service for both Hertfordshire students and Hertfordshire graduates. So everything I'm going to talk about and introduce to you today, you can access, yes, while you're a student, but also after you graduate from the university for 4 years after you've completed your course. We have lots of support for all students and graduates of the university with everything to do with careers. right from helping people search for part-time work while they're at the university. And I know that can be important for a lot of international students. We've just heard about the value and the financial value that part-time work can bring. I'll talk a little bit more about that on the next slide. But also during your time at the university, we will be able to help you think about what your next steps beyond your studies may be. If you're looking to come and work in the UK after you've completed your studies, we will be talking to you about what UK employers are looking for in applicants to their roles that they advertise, how the UK job market works, because it can be very different to what your home country may be like in how people find and secure jobs in your home country. There may be some similarities, but there may be some differences, and it's always good to get the help and support from us as the careers team. So when you do start looking for positions and jobs, and you do start writing CVs, making applications, writing cover letters, attending interviews, you're as best as prepared as possible. So you can access us lots of different ways to get that help and support. We have an office in the Hutton Hub alongside lots of the other support services which have been on the call already. We're just across from the big Ask Herts facility there in the Hutton Hub. You'll see us there. You can drop in anytime. We will also have a stand and a drop-in facility by the LRC on the De Havilland campus. So you'll be able to see us there and just drop in to ask any quick questions. But a lot of people will access us as well through the sessions that we run. We run online and face-to-face sessions throughout the semesters. And people come to those to hear about all the different parts of the recruitment and selection process to get help and support, even when they're looking to apply for placements before they've left the university as well. And lots of students and graduates book one-to-one appointments with us. And we offer appointments that can be in person, by phone or video as well. How students engage with us online can be through a couple of different websites, but a lot of students will use a platform called Handshake, and I'll talk about that a little bit more on the next slide. But once you're registered to the university, you'll be able to access Handshake and be able to access straight away all of the jobs that are listed on there, both part-time and full-time roles, to have a look at the jobs that are advertised on there, the events that are listed on there, and then be able to get in touch to book appointments with us as a service. So we do lots of different things. We've got fairs coming up. We've got employer talks coming up. These are all listed on Handshake, which you can access and get involved with. We also then do lots of dedicated work and sessions just for international students and graduates. Our first International Careers Week, which has sessions that are there to support international students, is happening from the 28th of October. During that week, there will be lots of sessions, both online and on campus, with employers coming on to talk to you about their roles. We'll be running sessions to help you understand the UK job market and what UK employers look for when they're hiring. What does skills-based recruitment mean? This is something which UK employers are really focused on. Their applicants to their jobs being able to articulate and communicate the skills that the individual has that are ready for the role. We'll be offering lots of sessions talking to you about how the UK workplace works once you actually start working, and lots of sessions looking at writing CVs and preparing for interviews as well. So look out for those events on Handshake, and that week is happening from the 28th of October. Some other great resources or facilities that you might want to make the most of during your time at the university is, once you're all registered and you've got your Herts login, you'll be able to access a part of LinkedIn called LinkedIn Learning. And this is a premium part of LinkedIn, which is usually you pay to use, but with your Herts, as a Herts student, you'll be able to access it. And LinkedIn Learning has a huge variety of online courses to help you in your employability preparedness and your work readiness. So maybe it might be that you really want to brush up on your Excel skills. Maybe you want to get some help and advice about your public speaking skills. Maybe there's a specific program or application that's definitely involved in the work that you then want to go and do, that's maybe an industry standard kind of application. Go on LinkedIn Learning. You'll be able to see lots of online courses that can help you prepare for those. And then you can use those small certifications again on your CV and in your applications to show how you're building your skills ready for the sorts of roles that you want. If you're someone who's thinking about maybe starting your own business, becoming self-employed, being an entrepreneur during or after your studies at the university, we also have a great enterprise support team at the university who also offer lots of mentoring, enterprise competitions, and sessions and events where we have in-house entrepreneurs that come and talk to students and graduates about how they built their company, what are the tactics and strategies that are best used when you're thinking about self-employment and starting to build your own business. So if that's something that's interesting you, again, you can find all of these events on Handshake when it's time when you're registered, when you're here and it's time to have a look. Next slide, please, Kat. Some of the other kind of things that you'll be able to find on Handshake are like part-time jobs. And as I said, I know it can be really important for a lot of international students to be thinking about part-time work during their studies. Please do remember about your visa restrictions while you're here studying, and that you can usually work up to a maximum of 20 hours on a Tier 4 student visa. You can find part-time jobs, as I said, on Handshake, but we will be having a specific part-time jobs fair on campus that's happening on the 26th of September. That's where employers will be coming to campus with roles available. They'll be wanting to talk to students that then can apply for those roles, go through that application, recruitment and selection process. But to hear about them, register for the part-time fair on Handshake and then come to that event during the day on the 26th of September. At all other times, we have part-time jobs listed on actual physical boards, like job boards that are there set up outside our office in the Hutton Hub and in the Enterprise Hub on De Havilland campus. And you can see those anytime. We update those a couple of times during the week. So you can see local part-time jobs listed on those boards, scan the QR codes and then apply for those. If you're wanting to know more about placement opportunities or starting to do your research about the graduate opportunities in the UK in your industry, our dedicated graduate and placement jobs fair is happening on the 9th of October. So it's a little bit longer away, but again, you'll be able to see the employers that are coming to that, some really big, well-known international brands and employers that are coming to that on the 9th of October. You can find that event on Handshake and register for that now. Please do remember to drop into the studio or the Enterprise Hub or I'll stand at the LRC to ask for any quick questions. You can see a little picture there of the Careers Studio down on the bottom left. And if you are on a course that has a placement, an integrated placement or as a placement opportunity, make sure you're aware of which it is if you have to make it clear that you're wanting to take up a placement, and talk to your school and talk to us in the Career Service about how best to find your placement. What is the necessary processes you have to go to let the university know about where you're taking your placement and how we can help you find those placements and apply for them. If you are looking though to get a part-time job while you're studying, in our experience, it's a lot of international students can be focused on trying to find a part-time role that's somehow linked to their course. You know, I'm studying computer coding or computer science. Can I get a part-time job in this industry? And that's not so important to be thinking about and to be focusing on at this time. What we'd really encourage you to do is find part-time work that can just build your skills working in the UK, especially if you're wanting then to stay and find post-study work in the UK. And any roles can help you do that that meet the visa requirements for your part-time work can help you do that. But particularly roles which offer you the chance of building your communication skills. So perhaps retail work, administration work, hospitality work. These all types of opportunities can help you build your communication skills with the UK public, working with customers, working with clients, and help you then have really strong things to put on your CV. Even at graduate level, when you're applying for full-time jobs at graduate level in your industry, part-time work from completely different industries, completely different types of work can be really valuable on your CVs to show UK employers that you've worked in the UK and built those kind of communication skills. So be open to finding work, especially in those kind of retail, hospitality and administrative sorts of roles. So just to reiterate then, Handshake, that hearts.joinhandshake.co.uk is a really important platform to be using. You can also find the Handshake app on any of your mobile devices. Just go on the store and search for Handshake, and you'll be able to find the Handshake app if you want to use it on your device, on your mobile device. Hearts.ac.uk/careers is also how you can find us. There's another online platform. Just want to go on to the next slide for me, please. But then we also have, for international students at the university, access to a website called Student Circus. And you can find that at the bottom there, herts.studentcircus.com. This is a website which has been set up by ex-international students who have stayed in the UK, started their own business, and it is a job website which helps international students find, as it says there, skilled worker opportunities, graduate opportunities. And there is lots of help and advice, really great videos, a really great community on there for international students to interact and get help and support in their job search, their placement search, when it's that time to do that. So that's another dedicated platform that is really useful to be aware of and to be making the most of during your time at the university. Please do put any questions about employment, part-time jobs, full-time jobs in the chat, and we'll come back to those at the end of the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much, Russell. I can see lots of questions coming through for that section already. So yeah, we'll definitely be coming back to you in the Q&A. But yeah, thank you. Very good top tips there, everybody. So one of our final sessions of the day will now go to Tariq for student cases.
Hi everyone. So my name is Tariq Zafar. I am one of the team leaders for the student cases team. I have got another colleague with me who is the other team leader, Beth Rose, but she's on annual leave at the moment. So during your time at the university, there might be stages where you might need some supports, you might need some extra time to complete your assignments, you might need that you've completed assignments under difficult circumstances and the results were not what you were expecting. So there are things which the university has put in place for you to get some extra help, extra support in order to do your best at the university while you're with us. Can I have the next slide, please, Kat? So some of the elements or some of the things which we look after is on the screen, as you can see. So starting with the exceptional circumstances. So this includes all those things which can happen in your time at the university or life as a student, which are outside your control. So it's a sickness. It could be going for an examination but getting stuck into traffic, or breaking down of a laptop, or death in the family, or it could be anything which is not within your control and it has affected your ability to submit the assignment or attend the exam within the deadline. So you can ask or submit a request to complete the assignment at a later date. Depending on what your program is, what your program guide says, it could be in the next assessment period or it could be next year. That depends on how your program is laid out. The request has to be made via your student portal. It has to be submitted within the 15 days of the assessment deadline and no later than 5 days before the board. Now, as a piece of advice, we do require evidence with your circumstances, with your request. So if you have any evidence which you think might be able to give us a better idea of your circumstances, i.e. any medical letters, i.e. train tickets, bus tickets, or i.e. your repair receipts for your laptops or death certificates, you can send them to the email address listed on the screen. So once your request is received, we will look at the evidence and we'll process it accordingly. You will get notified if your request is accepted or declined, and then you'll be given what you need to do next. The second element which we look after is the academic appeals. So there might be times where you have set an exam and you've got your results, but you're not happy with it. And at the time when you were having exams, there might be something you're not happy with, and you want to raise an appeal for a review of your exams results, but it has to be done with evidence. So anything you are requesting to be reviewed, you need to provide evidence as why do you think that marks is not you deserve better than the marks you've got already. So the appeal has to be received within the 10 working days once you've received your results. And when we say received your result, that results have to be published on your student portal 10 working days within after those results being published. You can request an appeal. There are different grounds which you can, once you join us, you can see on the guidance that there are different grounds on it according to which you can request an appeal. The normal working days time is 15 working days, where the university aims to resolve your appeal. But if it takes longer than that, then we would advise you accordingly. In link with the appeals, there's something called fit to sit examination. So this covers the times or circumstances where you've decided to sit the exam, but at the time you were attending the exam, you were not sure of your capability of understanding your performance is affected by your ill health. So giving you an example of this, so for example, if you're going for an exam in the morning and you fell off your bike and you just got off, dust yourself, and then went to the exam, and then later you was having a slight headache, you went to your GP or the doctors, and the doctor said that you have concussion, but you didn't in the morning you didn't realize that you had concussion, but you still gave the exam. So there is something called fit to sit. So you can request that via your student portal. You have to provide evidence, which is in the form of the exemption form that has to be filled by the medical professional who has reviewed your circumstances, who has reviewed you, reviewed your medical records, or have looked over you for a certain period of time, and it's around your assessment time as well. So because we understand there's severe delays with NHS and GPs, so the time limit to submit those exemption form is 30 days from the time you submit your request. And then again, it's similar to exceptional circumstances. It comes to us, we review it. If the evidence is suitable, your request is approved, and you will be advised of the next steps. If you need more evidence, or if there's a need for you to be referred to another department, then we will do so as well. The next bit, which I personally think is very, very important in the life of a student and when you are studying, is academic misconduct. And then academic misconduct basically covers everything from cheating to plagiarism to collusion to contract cheating, and anything a student can do to gain any extra advantage over other students or an academic advantage. So this would cover cheating, this would cover the use of artificial intelligence, this would cover asking someone else to do your work, this will cover paying someone else to do your work. So all those things will come under academic misconduct, and the university is very strict on academic misconduct. If you are alleged to have an academic misconduct on your assessment, you will be given an option to discuss it with the investigating officer or accept a penalty, and the outcome of the academic misconduct can include a reduction in marks and a disciplinary warning on your file, and that disciplinary warning stays on your file for the rest of your student life in the university. So it's really, really important that while you're studying, try to avoid anything which gives you an extra advantage, an academic advantage, via means of collusion, contract cheating, copying from somewhere, copying from a website. If you are using a website, make sure you're referencing it properly. There are support services within the university who give you guidance on how to reference the websites, how to reference journals, articles, how to reference YouTube videos. There's a lot of support within the university on how to use something from a different website or from a different area and include that as part of your assessment. Similarly, it's academic misconduct is also, it does also covers exam misconduct. So if you're caught cheating in an exam, if you are caught having a piece of paper while you're doing an exam, anything like that, or if you are found to be not following the regulations of the examination hall, you are alleged to have academic misconduct on your record. and then the last thing which we look after is fitness to practice. So this would be for the courses where you have a professional capacity to go outside and work. So for example, if your course has a placement element attached to it, and you're going outside the university on your placement, working for that 1 year of placement, you are representing the university with the local general public, with the local services, with the NHS, with medical councils. So you are expected to uphold a standard of professionalism, and if those standards are questioned, then a fitness to practice case is raised against you, and that is more of a serious nature, because this can include risk for patients, public, yourself, as well as the profession itself. So if there's anything which deems that you are not fit to practice, then it can be alleged, it can be brought up as a case, and then the university will have to investigate and do the full thorough investigation about that. The outcome for those cases could range from suspension to exclusion from the university. So it is quite of a serious nature. So any of you guys, if you are in those courses where you have the opportunity to go and represent the university in a placement place, just try and maintain and uphold the standards, and because as I said, you are representing the university, so it's also about the university's reputation as well as your own personal reputation. Can I have the next slide, please, Kat? So just to summarize, we do have a phone line contact, which we are open on Tuesdays between 10 and 12, and 2 and 4, and on Thursdays the same time. Now the phone lines are for support purpose. We do not give answers to your outcomes. We do not discuss your outcomes over the phone. This is merely for the support and advice. We can guide you, we can support you if you are struggling to submit any exceptional circumstances request. We can guide you over the phone how to do that. If anything is of an intricate nature, if you feel like it's more suitable for you to email the information in, or request the information over an email, then there are certain emails which inboxes which we follow. So for exceptional circumstances, for fit to sit, for appeals and academic misconduct, and fitness to practice. So if any queries you have regarding any of those processes when you join the university, you're more than welcome to send your email through to those inboxes, and me and my team will be happy to respond to them. And I'll stay on for any more questions. And that's pretty much it from me, I think.
Thank you so much, Tariq. And yeah, lots of information there, everyone. So please keep mindful about all the sessions that we've discussed today, and reach out to the teams once you're an enrolled student if you need them. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll come back to you with some questions. But that's the end of the presentations now, everyone. So thank you so much for listening to us. As we've said, if you did miss any bits, we are recording the session. So if your internet's cut out, we'll be able to get you a copy of this as well. But now we're going to go to live Q&A. So I'll pass to my colleague Jess, who's going to be reading out some of your questions live.
Thank you, Kat, and thank you for your questions. Kirsty and Henry, I've got a question for you. So a student has said that they'll be joining us from Pakistan, which is really exciting. Do we have any clubs or societies that would involve cricket or badminton or any other activities like that? And if so, are they free of charge? Do they need to pay?
Yeah, I mean, so we've got, for all of them, I think they're all, well, it depends what sort of level. So we've got the competitive side, which will compete in bucks, weekly competitions against other universities, and the list of all of our clubs is on the website. So we've got currently 26 clubs that compete in bucks competitions every week. So have a look at that. Aside from that, as part of the compete program, that's playing intramural sport against other University of Hertfordshire students, and there's 5 sports that are included in that. So again, have a look at the Compete's part of our website, and you'll be able to see what's included.
So that's the kind of club sports side. If you want to do it more on a kind of social basis, we have the active program, which is completely free for students to come and get involved in. And it's more about kind of social sport, having a go, learning new activities, playing some of your favorites. So that there isn't the kind of competitive opportunities. That all sits in the kind of club sports side, but gives people of all levels the opportunity to take part in the sports. If you're interested in the club sports side, as we said earlier, come down to the sports fair on Wednesday the 25th at Herts Sports Village. You'll be able to meet the committees of all of the clubs that we have as part of the HertSquad programme. And you'll be able to find out more about trials and taster sessions, which will be happening between the 30th of September and the 13th of October. During that period, the sport within the club sports side is free. After that, you'll be, if you're successful in completing the trials, getting accepted into the club, you will be required to pay a membership fee.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Lots of information. Thank you so much, Kirsty and Henry. Russell, I have a question for you. There's quite a few questions for you, Russell, so I will prepare you. So the first question for you, Russell, is a student said they want to apply for a job at the university. Are you able to let students know if there are opportunities for students to work at the university? And also we've had a few questions in relation to the working hours. You know, can students work full-time during their holidays, or would that still be 20 hours per week? And that's good that people notice that you said 20 hours per week during term time. They are listening.
Yeah, cool. Great. Thank you for the questions. So for working at the university, all of the jobs which are available through the university will advertise on its website, and those jobs will also be advertised on Handshake, which is the website and the app, which, remember, I said you can download and access with your Herts logon. So any jobs that you see on there, any jobs that you see on the Herts Uni website or you see on Handshake, you can absolutely apply for if they're looking for part-time work that meet your visa restrictions and the requirements of your visa. We can help you find those jobs. If you're struggling with Handshake or you're struggling with the university website, we can help you make good or better applications, hopefully, for those jobs by talking to you in one-to-one appointments, which again you can book on Handshake, or if you just drop in to the careers office in the Hutton Hub on College Lane, or our stand by the LRC on De Havilland campus, we can help you with what the employer, the university, is going to be looking for in your application and how you can talk about your skills and experience so that hopefully you make a better application for the role. But we're not a service that will give people a job. Some international students will drop in and every year, start of every semester, and say and talk to us with the kind of mindset or the belief that if they can just come and talk to us, we're going to give them a job. And that is not going to be how finding a job, either part-time or full-time, will work in the UK. You're going to go through a recruitment and selection process, which from the employer's point of view is based around equality of opportunity, and that everybody can apply, and then the employer will recruit and select and rank those applications to choose who they want to go through to the next stage of recruitment. And then the employer will decide what that next stage of recruitment will be like. Sometimes an interview, sometimes a video interview, sometimes a phone call, sometimes an assessment center. All of those stages we can help you with, guide you, support you, help you practice, help you prepare, help you perform to hopefully the best that you can. But we're not going to give you a job. So you can find jobs at the university on Handshake and on Herts website. I'll also briefly say you can also find jobs on campus on the Herts SU pages. I know our Herts SU colleagues are on the call. They put their jobs on the Herts SU website. So that's another website to look at to find jobs. And also, just, you know, as a little one just I saw yesterday, if you went on LinkedIn right now and go to the University of Hertfordshire page on LinkedIn, go to the posts, you'll see a post from a few days ago, the university on the LinkedIn pages of the University of Hertfordshire, advertising roles available to be a student ambassador. And this is a role which a lot of students do as a part-time role. And student ambassadors help the university on big events like open days, where there's lots of people coming onto campus, onto site, and student ambassadors help communicate to those visitors where to go, what's going on, what the timing of things are. So it's a great role to help you build your communication skills. That is open for expressions of interest, to say you are interested in that job. The link is on the Herts University LinkedIn page. Scroll down the posts and you'll see it on there live right now. Okay. The other question was about working hours and for part-time roles, right? So yes, so this is really important, obviously, because it affects your visa status, and there is lots of potential negative consequences for both yourself as an individual and for an employer if you are found to be in breach of anything to do with your visa working hours. So the rules are 20 hours per week during term time while you're a student. If you're working for the university, there is actually a slightly different rule for that. The university will limit you as a student to 15 hours a week part-time work. And that is because the university wants to be ever so careful about nobody going over the 20 hours limit. Again, because of the very negative consequences that may happen both to the individual and to the employer if those limits are breached, or if the Home Office believes there is a breach. So if you're working in a role that's for the university, you'll have a 15-hour limit to your part-time work during term time. If you're working part-time for another employer, it will be a 20-hour limit. And if you're working outside of term time during the holidays, then you don't have those limits. Then you can work as many hours as you can arrange with your employer. Now, what usually happens is for a lot of employers, they will be happy to look at the term time dates which are on the university website. Just search for University of Hertfordshire term time, and you'll see those dates on the university website, and you'll be able to show that page to the employer and say, it's not term time, I can work more hours. Some employers want a little bit more of a formal notification, an official notification of the term times, and they will ask you to get from the university an email or an official letter saying about where the term times are, and you can approach your schools to get that. So there are those very strict rules to follow. And I would also say there are colleagues at student immigration team who, for any specific immigration visa queries or for your background, your specific things, you should approach those through Ask Herts. You should ask them and talk to them. They can give you the very qualified, very detailed and expert advice. But those are the general rules. Hope that answers your questions.
Thank you so much for that, Russell. Great information. Can I just ask you two really quick follow-up questions, Russell? Sure. Someone's asked, what is handshake? And someone else has also asked a really good question. They've said, how can we book and arrange an appointment with the careers team? Is there any charge in having an appointment with your team?
Okay, sure. So Handshake is a website and app that we have a specific license with and use to provide an online jobs service to Hertfordshire students and graduates. Also on that app, also on that website, is the ability for us to list events which students can search and book, and those events may be events that we're putting on as a career service, or their employers that we work with that are coming in to do talks, do presentations, run stands, and you can book to register for those events and attend to those events on the Handshake app and on the Handshake website. Our fairs, which I mentioned, the part-time fair and graduate fair, they're also listed on there. So to attend those, you need to register your attendance through the Handshake app, or if you want to use it on your desktop or your laptop, on the Handshake website. Okay, that all works with your Herts login. And the other question was about, is there a charge to use us as the career service? Absolutely not. We're a service there to help students and graduates for 4 years after you graduate for Herts. So it's completely free of charge. You can book your face-to-face appointments through Handshake as well. So once you're on the app or once you're on the website, you just go to the appointment pages, search for the available appointments that are on the day, that on the time that works best for you. You then choose if you want that to be an in-person, a video, or a phone appointment, and then you book that appointment. Once you've booked it, you'll receive email notifications to remind you to attend. If you have the Handshake app on your mobile device, you'll have like a push notification come through to remind you to attend. And then you can just follow the links if it's a video call, or just read the email and come to the office if it's a face-to-face appointment. That's Handshake. That's us. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Russell, for all of that information. It's really useful for our students to hear that. Thank you. Sarge, I've got a question for you that I'm hoping you can help with. So a student has said, orientation, I hear it's taking place on the 16th of September. What type of activities will be happening and events? Are you able to give us a brief overview of orientation for this intake?
Yes, thank you for that question. So yeah, orientation week starts from 16, and there'll be a variety of events that I'll be putting on. So there'll be a game night, greatest game night that's happening on Tuesday. So there'll be a carom board, there'll be a pani puri, Indian street food snack, there'll be video games and things of that nature. That'll be happening on the Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the De Havilland restaurant. And then on Wednesday, we've got the International Information Fair, which will happen in College Lane, Prince Edward Hall. It's near the main reception. You need to go up to the upper flight of stairs or a lift. And that'll have a lot of stalls from a lot of different service providers from within the university and external service providers as well. So it's a great place for a lot of international students to come down and see all the services and information that they can get. There'll be a raffle as well, a raffle and prizes to give out on that day too. The day after, there'll be international welcome talk that I'll be doing. It'll be similar to something like this, but more of a condensed version. So it's for people who can't come to this webinar or just want to get a refresh on some of the service that we provide. So that'll be happening on Thursday. That'll be happening in the Western Auditorium, which is in the De Havilland campus. And then on Friday, there'll be a street food night. So there'll be, on a first-come, first-served basis, free street food given outside the Ellie House on College Lane campus. And that'll be happening on Friday night. There'll also be a campus tour on the Tuesday, I believe, and a local walk-in tour on the Thursday. So this is all happening in that first week. And the second week, I know, so it's not orientation week per se, but there's obviously events that are staggered. We'll have another campus tour on the following Monday. And these campus tours will start from the welcome desk. A welcome desk we have for 3 weeks. They're in the both reception areas of both campuses. So you can sign up to a campus tour from the welcome desk. That'll happening also on the following week. And then there'll also be a quiz night that we're doing with Res Life. That'll be on the Thursday. And the following off, that would be a trip to St. Albans on a Wednesday to the St. Albans market. That'll be free. So you'll have to sign up for this through our eShop. You can find how to do that through the events calendar or even through our Instagram page. All the information will be there. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. Thank you so much, Sarge. Loads for people to get involved in. So that sounds fantastic. Thank you. Gabriella, I've got a question for you. So someone has asked, can you suggest any good UK banks? And I can see you have typed the answer, sorry, but if you say that live as well, is that okay?
Yeah, so it really depends on what students are looking for. I don't really recommend, like, our team doesn't really go into too much details when it comes to bank accounts, so we usually refer students to Black Bullion about that, where they can see a different range of bank accounts, because I know some students might be looking for overdraft, so I think in that case Santander would be quite a good one, as I think with Santander you can also get some student benefits like a free rail card, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I think just going into that link that I just shared with the student who asked the question, I think just going through all of them and then deciding which one suits your situation the best is possibly the most useful way to go forward and decide on what bank account.
That's brilliant, and absolutely the advice we would give as well. Do your research, because there's lots of options out there. And students can also look at the company Wise, because they offer borderless accounts. There's also Monzo and Starling as well that you can start looking at. Everybody, and details are on the website as well. So
Yeah.
on our other web pages, aren't they?
Yeah, from assessing all the financial support fund applications, I've realized that most of our international students use either Monzo or Revolut. However, I think Monzo is quite good for students.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's brilliant information. Thank you, Gabriella. Kat, I'm wondering if you can help me with this question. So we've got a few students that have said they haven't received their username just yet. So they're a bit worried about how they can complete the online registration. And also a few people have said they're a little bit worried about the last date to register. What should they do if they think they can't meet the deadlines for their course?
Yeah, absolutely, everyone. So your username, that'll generate usually around the same time that your CAS is generated. So if you're still waiting for your CAS, the team are issuing the last few of those as quickly as possible. So thank you for your patience. Now, if you've already had your CAS and you haven't found your username, do check through your inbox. Maybe check your junk or spam folders, because that email, it's not going to come from International at Herts. It's going to come from a different Herts email address. So you might have missed it, not realizing. So check back for that. But if you still can't find it, please do get in touch with the ask@herts.ac.uk team, and they can have a look and re-trigger it for you. And then for anybody who's not sure on kind of next steps, what to do, or registration deadlines, do check out the registration guidance on the website. We've emailed that around as well. There's a really handy step-by-step follow-along video for the online part of registration. And also you can see the registration deadline. So some courses will have early deadlines. So you just need to make sure that you're in the UK, you've completed your face-to-face registration appointment by your course's deadline. Ideally, the sooner you can, just so you can start your learning and your academics. But as long as you're here and fully registered at the latest by your deadline date, then that's fine. But yeah, thank you so much, Jess. We've had so many brilliant questions, everyone. We are coming up to the end of the session now, so thank you for your attendance and your engagement. Thank you, colleagues, for all your wonderful guidance as well for everybody, and we hope that it helps you feel a little bit more knowledgeable about what to expect when you do join Herts. Now, if you want to hear more from any of the teams or some of the teams we haven't had on today as well, we have been doing some Instagram live sessions. So we've already done the first 3 that you can see on here. So accommodation, careers and employment, registration. You can check those out though on our Instagram reels if you missed them. The next live session is actually with our Ask Herts colleague, Sally, and that's going to be on the 10th of September. So you can catch that next week as well if you didn't see that already. And just a reminder, if you've got any questions, if we haven't been able to answer your query today, you can contact us at international@herts.ac.uk. Any urgent queries, please do give us a call as well. But use our website. We've put as much guidance on there as we could for you, especially around pre-arrival as well. But thank you so much for listening, and we can't wait to welcome you to Herts in September. I'm going to play one short video just while colleagues finish answering any typed questions, and then I'll end the session for everyone because we've got 1 minute left. But thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you in the next few weeks.